When it comes to Terminator Dark Flop, I've been wondering something recently. Why didn't James Cameron get more of a backlash when it came to Edward Furlong? Obviously, too, when I'm talking about this, spoiler warnings. Heavy spoiler warnings. So what I'm talking about within this is simple. I understand when somebody goes out to misdirect you, to say, hey, there's this crucial plot detail. I don't want to give it away. In fact, I want to mislead you with it. However, when you tell me X is returning, like say James Cameron is returning, Linda Hamilton is returning, Arnold Schwarzenegger is returning, Edward Furlong is returning, I expect something with that. What I don't expect is 5 minutes of a character and then poof, everything disappears. So hey there. So today I want to return to that wonderful world of entertainment to talk a little bit about Terminator Dark Flop. It's something that I've really been wondering about lately, and I'm going to express this through 2 articles. I also want to show you exactly where this movie is performing right now to keep us apprised of exactly how this is faring. Now, before we go all over this stuff, though, if you like this kind of content, you want to help an umbrella out, help us with our interactions. That means subscribing, that means sharing videos, but it also means liking, commenting, just saying interaction out there. Again, as I've said before, if something frustrates you and you go to crash your keyboard, don't hit that spacebar button because it pauses stuff. No, I'm just playing there, but thank you sincerely. I appreciate all of you folks showing up. So talking about this movie, right now we're at $250 million worldwide and change. That is at 1.4 times the production budget of $185 million. And remember, you need to double that thing just to say that you break even, so we're not even close to that. When we're talking about box office domestically, it's even worse because right now we're talking $61 million. If you look at the range that this should fall in, we would be looking at a high of around $100 million, a low of around $67 million. So this thing, it totally missed the mark. There are many reasons that it missed the mark too. And like I said, I wonder with this, why wasn't there more backlash, not to the idea of what happened to Edward Furlong's character when we're talking about the quick exit of John Connor. What I'm wondering about is the lie that this stuff all revolved around. I mean, when you look at the announcement here, you have an article like this, really getting people hyped about everything that's going to be involved. Cameron, he opened a panel and a live video call that was projected at Hall H's giant screens. Cameron said he wanted to be there in person, but with everyone whinging at him about how long it's taken to get the Avatar sequels going, he thought it'd probably be best if he stayed on set and kept working. Cameron dropped the Furlong bombshell very casually, right before describing how Dark Fate is definitely director Tim Miller's movie. So right there, he's telling you off the bat. He just drops it casually, but still people see it as a bombshell. When you have words like that, it doesn't mean, that's just a little tiny tidbit. No, along with the return of other characters, this was actually probably bigger than having Arnold Schwarzenegger back because, yeah, you wonder how it's going to work out. I wondered when I heard Edward Furlong mentioned. I mean, if you haven't seen him lately, if you haven't watched the movie, go and look the guy up. I mean, he is definitely not in the best of shape. I saw him in the Night of the Demons remake not too long back, and after I saw that, I thought, man, either he's out there freeing more and more lobsters, breaking those things out as part of his activism, or we've got something going on, and we definitely did. But anyway, Cameron said that he pitched in during pre-production and planning, but once production got underway, he bowed out and let Miller do his thing. It wasn't clear exactly how or in what capacity Furlong appears in the film. The matter wasn't brought up again during the panel discussion. It was previously reported that Jude Colley had been cast as young John Connor, serving as a body double with CGI used to recreate Furlong's facial likeness in flashback scenes. Paramount did not immediately respond to a request for a comment with the wrap. Now, when you look at that again, and you look at all the hype that comes up after the fact, remember, you're talking about a character that gets about 5 minutes minutes of screen time. 5 minutes of screen time. And not only that, but we nullify every other movie, all of the stakes there, the TV show and on, all of that went right out the window because of those decisions. You can see how egotistical those decisions were, too. You have that Terminator Dark Fate spoiler, that John Connor twist was James Cameron's idea. So not only do we have this stuff coming up, but James Cameron was the one that actually pitched that. So he knew what he was doing when he talked about Edward Furlong coming back. It wasn't just something that Tim Miller had decided, James Cameron didn't flesh out. No, this was James Cameron's idea. You can see that right here. Like I said, he says, "Oh, that was my idea," said Cameron, phoning in from New Zealand, set of Avatar 2 and Avatar 3. "That was my idea." It was his idea, the guy who literally dreamed up the Skynet future and directed the first 2 Terminator films, both verifiable sci-fi action masterpiece. It was his idea. Okay, don't blame the messenger, as they tell you. So again, this was something that he came up with. This guy who's supposed to be a genius, this guy who thinks so highly of himself, this guy who set out and, in my opinion, lied to you about it because it was supposed to make you excited about it. It was supposed to make you wonder, and it was supposed to make you pay money. That didn't play out, obviously, because of the way that they pushed this forward. But some people, I'm sure, were at least curious about the notions there. I'm sure some people showed up because of that. And yeah, I'm sure that they felt robbed. But anyhow, you tell me about this. And you tell me, why didn't James Cameron get more blowback? See, again, I wonder about that. Is it because there were so many problems with this that it's just hard to nail something down? Was James Cameron, kind of immune to it because of Tim Miller? I mean, exactly why didn't he get that? Again, I'm curious. I'll be reading comments about that. Now, ending this, I want to thank you for showing up. I want to thank you for participating. You make these endeavors possible. People like James Cameron, they forget that because their ego is already on the set of another movie. Remember, that guy didn't even decide to show up for this movie. He basically put one foot forward, and that foot forward was, "I'm James Cameron. This is my movie. I'm the biggest thing ever." Don't you feel amazed? Yeah, that speaks volumes. I never ever want to even seem like that, so I always want to end videos by saying thank you. I appreciate you showing up. If you'd like to help us out with our interactions, that is definitely appreciated, but you just spending time here, that's appreciated as well. Again, closing comments, pro or con, doesn't really matter. Check those out, and thank you. We'll be doing this again soon.